Hello there guys. The reason for this video, first of all, there's been an update to Fallout 76, which is bloody awesome. It's fixed a couple of the issues that we've all been having, and they've increased the stash box, which is the most important thing. Number two, I've changed my character again, so this is my new face. I hope you like her. Completely different default face from the previous one, so I started with a different face altogether. Made her look a little bit cleaner. I like the old-fashioned sort of 50s hairstyle. I thought my old person was a little bit too skinny, so now I've got this one. So this is my new face. I'll stick with this for a while, then I'll change her again. I do like the ability to change my character. But what I've also noticed is on the loading screens, I didn't realise that it shows you all the photos that you've taken. So I'm taking photos as I go through the game now, so it's quite nice when I see a photo of one of my older characters when they had a different face, or one of my previous bases. So I like that, so I've started taking a lot more photos. And finally, I decided to make this video because quite a few people have been asking me on Xbox whether or not this is worth buying. And I got to tell you, I think it is. It does have some problems. Some of those have been addressed today, so that's good for a start. It's a little bit shallow. There's not much story. There definitely is a story, but there's not many things going on. There's no human NPCs for you to, uncover their secrets and their past with and everything like that. So it's very shallow compared to Fallout 4. Now, Fallout 4 was bloody awesome. Almost every character you met had got a really good story, and you'd also got that thing where you developed your companionship with them and everything. All of that was brilliant, and there was a lot of really nice little touches in that game that are definitely missing from this one. So I do think Fallout 4 was better, but I think this is worth buying. I paid £40 for it because I got it on the Black Friday deal, and I genuinely think that it was worth it. So, before I crack on, I will say, let me know what you think of my new character in the comments section. Better or worse than the previous one. So I'll have her for a while, and then I'll be changing over to a new one. But I quite like her. I like the dark hair and the pale skin. I think that's a lovely combo. I don't like, though, how your shadow... It's not showing so badly from this angle, but your shadow around your eyes and nose is very often really, really black. It doesn't look natural. It doesn't look like a shadow on skin. It looks like you've got soot on your face. And it's kind of... I don't like that. I wish they hadn't done that. So there we go anyway. That's my new character that I wanted to show you. Let's get out of here. There we go. I've moved. And I've got a little gripe here. I was here, as you may have seen from my previous video. I loaded up the game, and my camp had gone, and there was somebody with a camp about there, and that meant that when I loaded, my camp wasn't there. So I immediately came back out the game and went back in, and I kept doing that, so I was going into different servers. But my camp didn't come back. It was all inside the storage in my Pip-Boy, so I had to put it down again. Now, it gives you your camp, but your camp is however you've built it, and it's really bloody hard to build in this game. It's like you have to keep moving and tweaking and rotating, and even when the item you're trying to build is green, when you press the button to put it down, sometimes it still says that you can't put the object there because it's mixed in with something else, which is so frustrating when you can blatantly see that it's not. So there was no way I could put my base back down over there, so I moved to a new location. Excuse me. I've got a bit of a cold. My wife had a cold all last week, and I woke up with a sore throat this morning, so I think I might be getting it. But I've drank a huge amount of coffee today, so I use caffeine to fight away any illness, and it seems to work quite well for me. I'm very rarely ill. So I've moved to this location here. Now, I like it here. My base covers, like, let me just get into this. My base, I start up there, I could build all the way up there. Then I've got this tier here where I can build stuff and I can plant things as well. And on this level, I've put my little bedroom in here. And then we go down the stairs to the next level, which is where my main stuff is. This thing here works exactly the same as the stash box, and I quite like that. It's pretty cool. And then down to the next level, we have my little garden. So I'm growing corn, tato, and mud fruit. Now, these three plants are the ingredients along with purified water for vegetable starch. Is it vegetable starch? I think so. And that's what you get adhesive from. So 1 vegetable starch gives you 2 adhesive. And you make those on a cooking station. So if you didn't know that and you're struggling to get adhesive, you want to set up a little farm in your base with those 3 plants, corn, tato and mutfruit. Come on. Oh, it didn't work. That happens quite often to me. Let's try again. It does the animation, but it doesn't go into the little menu. Has it done it again? Yeah, it has. It's done it again. It's never happened twice in a row. So let's try again. Ah, there we go. So yeah, in your utility, your vegetable starch, 2 corn, 2 mutfruit, 2 tato, and they all grow at the same speed, so you need the same number of plants of each. And 1 purified water gives you a vegetable starch, and then when you scrap that, that turns into 2 adhesive. So if you're running out of adhesive, that's a really good tip for getting some. Now the other thing that I was struggling with was oil, and I found a place where there's lots of oil. It's in this mine here. So if you go in there, just as you go in the first, just by the entrance, there are loads and loads of those little oil lamps. And all of those have got oil in them. So if you're looking for oil, just pop in there. And because it's like an instance, you have to go into it and it kind of loads up. I think that if you go off and do something else and come back, those items do respawn reasonably quickly. So yeah, it's a good resource for oil if you're suffering from not having oil. So very useful. Another little tip. Something that I did notice, I was in an area around here, and there's just by this house here, there is like a little garden. And I noticed that when I was there at one point, there were tato plants growing there. And then when I was there later, it was corn. So if you go away and come back, what is growing there changes. And another thing is I was looking for mutfruit for ages so that I could grow my mutfruit plants, and I couldn't find any, but I'd got wild mutfruit, which I'm pretty sure in Fallout 4 you can't use for mutfruit, but in this game you can. So if you've only got wild mutfruit, you can grow mutfruit from it. So I do recommend that you get those 3 things. So a couple of other things I want to show you. I got these glasses. So these are cap glasses, which I really like actually. I like this character's kind of like 1950s sort of look. And I think these glasses they go with that. They're kind of cool. I kind of like her. Another thing, I've been playing with mutations. Now, if you drink a lot of dirty water, well, if you collect a lot of dirty water from one of these, you will get a mutation. When your RADS gets to about 50%, you mutate, which I have. And I've been playing around with those, and some of them are really good. Now, collecting water from here is quite slow. Just thumping the button. But if you're over a puddle or a river or a stream or lake or something like that, the water collection is much faster. So if you can build your base where there is some natural source of water, you can collect water much more quickly than using one of these. Now my particular mutation at the moment is marsupial, which puts my intelligence down by 4, which I don't care, that's not a problem. My carry weight is increased by 20, which is awesome, and I can jump higher. So check out my jumping. Oh, wrong button. Isn't that awesome? It's like slight weightlessness. I don't know how it works when you're in the power armor, whether... Look at that. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm happy to sacrifice some intelligence for having this super jump height. I wonder if it affects, if I jump off here, your falling damage. Ah, nothing at all. So that's pretty good. I wonder if I jump off something much higher. Can I get on there and jump off that? So yeah, I like this. Let's see if we can get on there. Oh, that was awesome. There's no way I could normally get on there. Right, let's jump all the way down there and see whether or not that that damages me at all. Oh yeah, it did. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it doesn't stop you from taking full damage, okay? You can jump further, but if you try and jump off a building all the way down onto the floor, it really hurts, especially when you land on your knees. Help! Help me! Somebody help! Oh my goodness. Is there anybody around? Nah, let's go. Awesome. So yeah, you can jump higher, but as you've just seen, when you land, you die. Now, when you get one of these mutations, to get rid of it, say if I wanted to use like a hacker's terminal or something and I needed my intelligence points back, you just, I want to respawn at my base. And where's my base gone? It's just underneath that. Or is my base actually completely gone? Look at that. It's not asking me if I can respawn at Fallout in here, which normally it does. So there's another bug which they haven't ironed out with the update. In fact, there is nothing on the map. So all the locations on the map have disappeared, and all I can do is respawn. I can't respawn. Oh, what? I haven't got a respawn location. Let's try again. Well, that sucks, doesn't it? I mean, I loaded the game up because I saw there'd been an update, and I immediately saw that the stash box had gone up to 600 over 400, but I couldn't see anything else that looked different. But I did have a look online, and one of the things, I've still got the website up here as it goes, one of the things that they say is in the update, where is it? There's quite a few little things that I had never really noticed, but there is something specifically about this. Respawn. Dying while severely over-encumbered will no longer remove all map markers when attempting to respawn. Instead, the player can now respawn at the nearest discovered map marker. Well, there you go. That is exactly what has just happened to me. I am over-encumbered at the moment. Look, 203 over 195. And I cannot respawn. There is no map marker apart from this. Oh, I can pay 1 cap to go to. Oh, so you can go to a nearly discovered a near discovered place. Let me have a look. Let's read that again. The player can now respawn at the nearest discovered map marker. Oh, okay. Well, they've changed it then. Well, that's bloody annoying. So you can't respawn at your base, and you can't respawn at Vault 76. Ah, you know what's going on here. When you're over encumbered, you could just kill yourself and then respawn at your base to teleport home with all of your goodies. Obviously, that's why you can't do that. So the only place I can respawn is my nearest discovered map marker. So I haven't found another problem. It's just that they only let me respawn at whatever's closest to me because I've got the over encumbered penalty. And I have to pay. So if I didn't have any money, who knows what would happen. I like that. So yeah, I did say I've been taking more photos because I've realised that the loading screen shows them to you. So I thought for a while it was showing me my wrong character because I'd only taken 2 photos, my ID card for my original character that I deleted, and then for my new character. And sometimes it showed me the old character and I was just thinking, this is a mistake. But that's not what's going on. What's going on is it just shows you the photos you've taken. So I need to eat. So let's just very, very quickly do that. Oh, here we go. Sort this stuff by, whoops. I'm going to sort this by the spoil and pop down to whatever is about to expire. Mole rat chunks, I'll be having some of those. Got a few of them. I'll have a carrot soup. I'll have that. And some stew. And some mutt chops, please. And I'll have some of this as well. My character's going to get so fat. But look at all of the... Now I've just eaten all that stuff. Look at all my effects. So yeah, a whole bunch of stuff going on there. Isn't that awesome? A whole bunch of stuff. And am I now not over encumbered anymore? Yeah, cool. So I've got like a better carry weight now. And where the hell's my base gone? Let's have a look. Which direction is it? Oh, the map's not coming up, so we haven't... Ah, there it goes. That took a long time. Oh, directly behind me. So yeah, I like this this new base, being on 3 levels. But what I started to tell you and then got slightly distracted. Can I jump over there? Whoa! I wonder if other players see me jump. I wonder how the hell I'm doing this. Isn't it cool? Oh, I might as well pick up this because I've always been eating oil. But I tell you what, I don't really need anything anymore. I'm never out of stuff. There's not many enemies around, is there? Normally there's a load of scorched around there. So let's get on to, is this game worthy of buying? So a lot of people have been asking me that question, actually sending me direct messages on Xbox because they've seen that I've been playing on it when they follow my YouTube channel for Forza. I think it is worth buying. I'm enjoying it. If you compare it to... Oh, I didn't know that copper mine was there. So that's right close to my base. If you compare it to Fallout 4, Fallout 4 is better. The story in Fallout 4 is better. The story of the NPCs and all that kind of stuff is better. There is story in this game. Some people have said on YouTube there's no story, and they've said that all the stuff in the terminals and the holotapes isn't story, it's lore. No, there is story. I've just done a complete story where I'm going through holotapes and terminals, talking about what causes the Scorch to be the way they are, how can we protect ourselves against them and inoculate, what animals are immune to them, can we, you know, gather blood samples from those animals and try and, you know, build some sort of medicine or vaccine. That's story, that's not lore, that's the story, and I'm going through the process of progressing that story by doing the things. So what I kind of like, I mean, a lot of the stuff that the story is presenting to you in the holotapes, it's obviously from people that are not here anymore, they've died. But it feels like, the way I'm looking at the game now is like I'm a person from their future. It's like, it's always like I'm a ghost from the future who is completing their work. So they had this ambition to do something. Like, I've just been talking with a doctor through the, well, I didn't talk to her, but she spoke to me through holotapes and terminal entries and stuff like that, and, you know, learning about her experience where she's hiding in a cabinet from the Scorched for like 9 hours, and she's trying to, you know, desperately trying with lots of different problems going on to find this way of protecting the people, and but she can't do it. There's things that she doesn't have, but she's setting up her instruments so that hopefully someone can take over her work in the future, and I am that someone. So here I am, don't know how many years in the future, and I'm finding her research and I'm carrying that on for her, and it does feel like, it doesn't feel like I'm doing something now for someone that has gone. It feels like I am a ghost from the future helping somebody in my past to fulfill their dream, and almost like their spirit will be watching me do that. So that's kind of like my mental perception of what is happening in the game. Yeah, everybody has died, but they all had goals and ambitions, and now I've come out of the vault. I'm helping them to fulfill those goals and ambitions, even though they couldn't do it whilst they were still in physical form. So now they've passed on. Hopefully they're looking down on me and thinking, yeah, we did it, and my work has been worthwhile, and someone is carrying this forward. So looking at the game from that perspective, it makes the story a lot better, I think. But aside of that, the thing that I'm actually enjoying doing is just building stuff. But I've got distracted now twice from telling you something, and what it was is this. Look at my budget. When my base got all chucked into my storage, it all appears in here. You can't put it back down because it's so hard to put stuff down. Wherever you put it, it always says, cannot place this item, and you twist it around and you move and you think there's nothing there. But you do struggle to build stuff, you really do. So when it plonks it all in your storage, it's all like in one great big lump, and there's no way that you can put that back where you had it before. It would be amazing for you to be able to do that. So normally you just try and try and try, then you give up. You can, all the stuff that's in your storage, you can then kind of scrap it all and send it all back into its individual components. So you can do that. And you can do the same thing as well with these blueprints. So I've only got one blueprint, but it's, this blueprint is just a couple of generators inside a box. Oh, there you go. Which I just slap a couple of these down to power things when I've taken over a workshop. So that's all that's about. But yeah, I moved over to here and I tried to build something, and my budget was on full like it is now, and it wouldn't let me build anything. So I then went into my storage and I put some of that stuff down. I still had problems then as well. So I deleted all of the stuff out of my storage and I started actually building here, and I seemed to get up to the maximum budget really fucking quickly, really quickly. Now, it wasn't anything to do with all these plants. These were not here at the time, but I do have, oh, I forgot about that jump. I do have quite a few turrets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6, maybe more. So maybe that is causing some problems. But I kind of like this location. I really do. But yeah, I could have my base on several tiers. So you can see my limits. Down there, I could have another garden, a load of stuff down there. I've got this layer here with my garden and part of my base. Then it goes up to that layer there where I've got my house. and I can put other stuff on there. That's soil as well, I can build on there. And then it goes all the way up to the top there. I can even put stuff right on that top platform. So I love how my base is on this hill, but I've hit my budget. So I don't know if that is a fault from when I had that issue, or whether that's correct. I bloody hope it's not correct, because I haven't built much at all. There's no decoration anywhere. But as I say, it could be something to do with the number of turrets I have. I'm not sure how that system works, and whether some things take up more room than others. Can I jump up on here? Yeah, I just want to look where my boundary is. Yeah, look, all the way up here I can build. Isn't that awesome? So I could have like some building up here, like a little lookout terrace, and then I can have another one down on that layer there. So I wish I had more budget. Yeah, I love this spot. Well, let's see who's trying to attack me. I don't know where they are. Let's get out of this. So next time I move, what I'm going to do... Oh, there it is. Oh, it's one of those. Right, next time I move, what I'm going to do is actually delete everything. God, that didn't do much damage. I'm going to delete everything. Oh, shit. I always do that. When I'm pressing the hold breath button, I start walking by mistake. Yeah, when I move, I'm actually going to delete my entire base, scrap everything. I'm not going to store it, I'm going to actually scrap it. That was a lot better than my first shot, wasn't it? What the fuck? Hello. Well, there's someone who looks like he wants to attack me with a chainsaw. I don't like the idea of being attacked with a chainsaw. I'm going. Whee! I wonder if he'll try and follow me and realise he can't jump as high as me. He can walk in here, I'm pretty sure he can. This is not just because of my high jump. Oh. Come on then, come on in if you want to come in. Don't destroy everything. I made a base somewhere else and some cunt came to my base and he just ruined everything. He just started throwing loads of grenades everywhere. He was a lot higher level than me. Oh, he's left me something. Cheers. A chainsaw. Oh no, I hope he doesn't want a duel. Oh, that would be a nightmare. He's got like a little minigun type thing. Right, let's have a look at this chainsaw then. Items, weapons, chainsaw. It does 1 damage. So what do you use it for? Yeah. See if I can chop down more stairs. Let's try and chop down some corn. I'll try and chop this piece of corn down here. It won't let me. I bet he's wondering what the fuck I'm doing. I don't like it when people give you too much stuff because I didn't need any of that, but he's giving it to me, so I assume he thought I needed it. So a lot of higher level players come here and give you a lot of stuff. Yeah, he likes my character. He probably thinks I'm a girl playing because I'm playing a girl character. A lot of people think I'm female in games because I always play female characters. I just prefer them. I have to look at her all the time, and she's quite pretty. So yeah, I prefer the female characters to the male ones. Anyway, guys, I was just about to go, but then this dude turned up, and I feel like I've got to interact with him. Is he in my bed? No, he's not. Okay, that's good. I'm going to go to bed, and then he can do whatever he wants. Not to me. So there we go. Let's go bye-byes. So I do think that... oh, it didn't work. Oh, it's not worked again. Oh, there are some problems with this game. So I wonder where he is. And what's that there? Oh, that's where he shot the floor, isn't it? To draw attention to the bag that he'd put down. Yeah, a lot of high-level players in this, when they see you, they tend to give you stuff. And sometimes you do, I mean, I don't want someone to give me stuff that's going to progress me too much. And where is he? I don't know. Oh, was that him? That's about right, isn't it? Diva. Level 89, I think it is. I don't want people to give me stuff that's going to progress me too much, because I think that's... I don't like it. I mean, I'm not cheating or anything on this game yet, and because I want to play it through. I like doing that. I like playing games vanilla to begin with, and then looking for the cheats, and seeing what I can do with them. It's a nice sunny day. She does pout a bit, doesn't she? Look at her bottom lip. I mean, it's not sticking out, but it looks like it is. You look very different on this compared to when you're making your character. You look better when you're making your character. So before I close this down, I'm just going to have a quick look in my notes and see if I have anything to learn. No, so I've got no new plans or anything like that. So that's all from me. Definitely worth buying. Not as good as Fallout 4. If you've not played Fallout 4, just buy that instead. One of the beautiful things about buying Fallout 4 now, apart from it being cheap, there is the contraptions and the workshop add-ons, which are spectacular. They are so good. They really add a lot to the game. Now, I've also got the Nuka-Cola and the Far Harbor expansions as well, but I've never ever even looked at those areas of the map at all. I haven't had anything to do with them. So I could go back into Fallout 4 and play those expansions, and the whole thing would be new for me. But the other thing is, what was that next to my face? The other thing, oh, it's just a bit of tree. Can I sit on here? Can I sit on this? Oh, I was really hoping I could sit on the edge of the cliff. That would have been quite cool. No, you can in Red Dead Redemption. That's lovely. You can't in this, though. The other thing that's really good about Fallout 4 is obviously the modding community. Now, some of the mods are amazing. Some of them are better graphics and things like that. But I downloaded loads of immersive mods. I played Fallout 4 on the survival strategy thing, but I downloaded the mod of being able to put up a tent because that's more realistic. I also downloaded the headshots mod, which means if I shoot someone in the head, it's a one-shot kill, which is right. And if they shoot me in the head, it's a one-shot kill as well. And that's much more realistic. I like that. I think it's ridiculous when you play on a high-level setting and you're putting bullets into a raider's head and he's not dying. He's just soaking them up like a sponge. And that's stupid. It's not realistic at all. I also downloaded somebody's mod where... I mean, there are ones that completely change the environment. So you have like a summer, a spring, an autumn, and a winter one. So they're all really good as well. It just changes the game completely. Lots and lots of mods for different clothing and that kind of stuff. Yeah, the modding community. I mean, even companions. I downloaded a mod for a companion. And she had really interesting dialogue, a story. You know, she was my companion. And then once I'd got up to the top level with her, I got a perk and she unlocked everything on the map so I could see where everything was, which, to be honest, was a pain in the arse because the map was then really fussy. But it's good that the modding community has done that kind of stuff. But it is, if you've not played Fallout 4, it's so worth buying. It is a brilliant game. And the story is fantastic too. The very beginning of the game on Fallout 4, you play like a little bit of a prologue before you come out of the vault, same as this. But the prologue on this before you come out of the vault is nothing. You wake up, you pick up 5 items or so, and then you're out, and that's it. It's so shallow. Whereas the prologue on Fallout 4 is brilliant. It's like, I know I've said this before, but when you're choosing your character, you choose male or female, and you're there with your partner, and your partner, you're looking in a mirror to design your face. And if you change sex, your partner goes, hey, let me have a go, and step aside. And that's good. It's all in keeping with the realism of the game, like full-on roleplay. And then when you change something of your face, your partner says, oh, I love your nose, or have you had your hair done, or anything like that. And then you get to the point where you're choosing the name of your character, and it's a guy who comes to your house, and he's taking like a bit of a survey and asking you if you'll sign up for this insurance policy. And he asks information about you, and that's where you choose like your stats and your name and everything. Like everything is incorporated into the actual game in a really clever way. And then before you even finish the actual prologue, you're wondering what the hell's going on. You've got a situation happening with your baby that I'm not going to spoil for you, but it puts you you have a mission immediately. The game's hardly even started, and you have this really important quest, and you can't wait to get into it. And there's a villain already, and there's everything. It's just so well done. And then when you emerge into like this post-apocalyptic world, there's already a really in-depth story from the very beginning. Like the first half an hour in the game gets you captivated. It is brilliant. The first half an hour of this game is just rubbish. There's nothing. But I still like the game. I like just going through the quiet, shallow story. By comparison to Fallout 4, it's a terrible story. But there still is some story. I like building my little base. I like it being online and multiplayer. Although, to be honest, there's not much multiplayer. But one of the things you can do, if you pop into your radio, there's a radio station called, this one here, Hunted Station. If I tune to that station, me and about 5 other players, we start hunting each other. And it's like full-on PvP, and they appear on the map. You can kind of see an area on the map like a big circle that shows you roughly where they are, and you have to go and find them. And I liked that. I mean, I stumbled into that by accident, so I was going through the radio stations, and I had no idea that that's what it was going to do. But a lot of people have complained about the PvP, saying, you know, they've nerfed it too much. If someone starts attacking you, you don't take much damage until you attack them back. And also, they then get a bounty and other people kill them. So they've really penalised you for doing PvP. But if you tune to that radio station, it's like you saying, I want to play PvP, who else is with me? And, you know, like 5 other people who are also on the same radio station will be playing with you as well. And then you hunt down those people. So that's like, I like that. That's a nice little addition to the game. But yeah, it is, compared to Fallout 4, it's very, very shallow. So the people that have asked me, is this worth buying? Yes, it is. It is worth buying. Is Fallout 4 a better purchase? Abso-fucking-lutely it is. Fallout 4 is miles ahead of this game. And, I mean, the graphics on Fallout 4 are good as well. It's a reasonably old game now. It's been a few years. But the modding community is brilliant. I don't know why I did that. There was nothing growing, was there? Any potatoes? No, I actually collected all this stuff just before I started the video. I should have done it on the video, shouldn't I? And made some of my adhesive. I don't know if I've got enough left to make anything at the moment. Ah, good, it worked first time that time. So there it is, look, vegetable starch. So I can't make any at the moment. Did I make my adhesive from my vegetable starch? I think I have done. I don't think I've got any more in here. So if I scrap all my junk, oh, just oil and steel. So that was that couple of things I picked up. In fact, I think that was before I started the video. No, after I died, that's what it was. So yeah, I'm getting quite into this. I like it. I like all the crafting. I really like on this game compared to Fallout 4 how the food is a big factor in this game. You need to eat. In Fallout 4, eating and drinking, you really could ignore it. Every now and again you got thirsty and you had to just, oh, I need to drink, oh, I need to eat. But it was so infrequent. This game is a bit more like Fallout 4 in survival mode. Survival in Fallout 4 is really, really good. It is really good. But you can make it a lot better with some of the mods. So it's worth getting Fallout 4 if you've not played it, having a look in the mods, getting the contraptions and the what's the other one called? The workshops, getting those 2 expansion packs, because they are brilliant. They enable you to build factories with conveyor belts and stuff. They also enable you to build like traps and things. So I was setting up traps for different animals, and you can then, you know, train those animals, or you can trap some of the NPC human characters in the game, the villains, the raiders and the gunners, and then I was releasing them from the trap into like a maze I'd constructed with loads of different traps inside it that killed them as I was trying to make their way out. And it's completely aside of the story, but it's a lot of fun. But if you actually play the story, it's brilliant, and every character that you bump into has got a really in-depth and interesting story that they share with you. Now, after a while, when you've exhausted all of their story, they become really annoying. They just start saying the same stuff over and over again. But when that happens, you can just send them away to somewhere else. I'll tell you another thing. As far as the role-playing goes in Fallout 4 compared to this, one of the things I really liked If I build a stash box in this game, which is one of these things here, they don't normally look like that, but that's a stash box. I can put all my stuff in there, and then if I build another stash box somewhere else, I've got another one up here, a normal one, they've both got the same, all of my stuff is in both of them. I can access all of it from wherever I am. And thankfully, I've now got 600 as opposed to 400. So I build one of these boxes anywhere, and it's like magic. It teleports all my stuff to me. Now in Fallout 4, you do have something similar. If you have a settlement in one place and then a settlement somewhere else in the map, you have to have a certain perk in the game that gives you the ability to tell one of your settlers to walk between those two locations, carrying stuff from one to another. Once they've done that, you can then access the building materials from your workstation in one town in the other town. Now, that makes sense. I mean, it's a little bit breaking the rules, as in the stuff's kind of like instantly there, but you do have to have a person that physically walks between these two places, so it explains why you have this ability. In this game, there is absolutely no explanation whatsoever why, if I build one of these boxes here and another one miles away on the map, the stuff that I put in this one instantly appears in the other one. Or if I just put one on the floor now, it'll have all that stuff already in it. There's no explanation as to how that is possible or why it works. So in this game, they've said, this is stuff that's going to be useful for people, let's just put it in the game. And in Fallout 4, they've said, this is stuff that's going to be useful for people. How can we put this in a game that makes it realistic and makes it so that you can be absorbed in the role-playing aspect of the game without it being broken by this thing that wouldn't be possible in real life? So that is a big difference between Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. Fallout 4 did a lot of things really, really well. Fallout 76 just didn't bother, okay? They thought, we need a box that you can get your stuff out of, let's just make one. Whereas Fallout 4 come up with a really good reason as to how and why that box would work. And also you don't get it straight away, you have to earn it. Another thing, I mean, I know I've said this before in another video, you can change your character's appearance at any time in this game, which is kind of useful. It's a nice thing to be able to do, but it's completely breaking the role-playing element of the game. I can just press a button and I'm instantly a man instead of a woman. I can change my face and my hair. Whereas in Fallout 4, if you wanted to change your hair, you have to go to a barbershop or you have to buy a barber's chair and then get one of your settlers to actually work at that chair and do the work for you. If you wanted to change your facial appearance, you had to go to a cosmetic surgeon in one of the main towns, or you could buy a chair to do it for you if you want to trust one of your settlers to, you know, brandish a knife on your face. But it made you able to do something that people want to do, but it made it compatible with the lore of the game, it made it compatible with the realism of the role play of the game, and for me, that is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And this game just didn't bother. It just said, wouldn't it be good to be able to change your character's appearance? Yeah, it would. Okay, we'll add that. Press a button, change your appearance, which I honestly wish you could do on any game, but I kind of like the way Fallout 4 did it. Now, in Fallout 4, you couldn't change your sex, but on this you can. So that's a factor as well. But yeah, those people that did ask me, my answer succinctly, as if anything I ever say is succinctly, is yes, it's worth buying. It's a good game, it's worth buying. But Fallout 4 is a lot better game. And if you've never played any of the Fallout franchise, get that one. It's brilliant. And I mean, this game has some bugs. And as we can see today, they fixed some of them. So today they've increased the stash box and fixed a couple of the problems. So they're working on it. So get Fallout 4, play it, enjoy it, absorb the story, get the expansion packs. You know, it's a really fucking good game. Then buy this one in a bargain bin for almost nothing in a few months' time. And by that time, hopefully most of the issues that everyone's complaining about will be fixed and the game will be a lot better. In fact, yesterday, I bought Star Wars Battlefront 2 because when it was launched, it was a nightmare. But now they've fixed some of the issues, they've addressed some of the backlash, and now it's supposed to be quite a good game. So I bought it for very cheap yesterday on Xbox Gold, you know, cheap game thing, games with gold. So I bought it yesterday. I've only had a very quick look. I looked at it whilst it was still installing, so I only played like a little bit of an arcade thing, but it looks good. I'm not a Star Wars fan at all, but it looks fucking really good. The graphics are amazing on it. So I kind of thought it would be interesting for me to review a game like Battlefront when I'm not really a Star Wars fan. I don't really know the Star Wars story. I saw Star Wars when I was a little kid, when it first came out. I've seen Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi and the normal one, A New Hope. I don't think I've watched any of the new ones. I must have watched one. All my friends love it, so they would have dragged me to the cinema to see it. But I don't know the story. So someone who's not a fan, doesn't know the story, has an unbiased opinion of a game like Battlefront. So when I get in and I play it, I'm just playing it as a game. I'm not getting it and thinking, oh, you get to play as a stormtrooper, or you get to play as Luke Skywalker, my hero as a child. Because he wasn't my hero as a child. I don't care about those kind of things. So, yeah, I've got like an unbiased opinion of it. So I'm going to get into that, have a little bit of a go, see what I think, and maybe, you know, give my opinion on that once I've played it as someone who doesn't have a preconceived idea about that franchise. So there we go, guys. That is all from me. I hope you enjoyed the video that I've uploaded before this one of Mutant Year 1. Fucking hell, that game's awesome. It's really, really good. I'm so impressed with it. So if you haven't downloaded that and you're on Xbox Game Pass, what are you doing? It's free and it's really worth every penny if you paid for it. It's really good. The voice acting's good. The story is good. The script is really good. I mean, watch my video. There's a little bit where I find the boombox and they have a little conversation about it, and it's just so well done. A brilliant game. I didn't know it was a turn-based strategy game. I hate those kind of games normally. I downloaded XCOM 2 and didn't know it was a turn-based tactical strategy game. I played it for about 2 minutes and thought, this is a load of shit. And if I'd have found out that that game was turn-based, that Mutant Year 1, I wouldn't have downloaded it, especially if it wasn't on the Xbox Game Pass. But I absolutely love it. It's brilliant, and I'm playing it on the highest settings that you can. And I think I kind of like those turn-based games now, so I might have another look at XCOM. But there we go, that's all from me, guys. I hope you like my new character. I hope you found some use in this video or enjoyed it, so please leave me a like if you did. And I also hope you like my new sunglasses. I'm not sure how much you can see through two pieces of metal. But yeah, they certainly don't look like glass, do they? It just looks like a couple of very, very, very big bottle caps. So that's all from me, guys. I'll see you soon. You take care and have an awesome day. Bye-bye.